Hey traders, John Howell here. Well, let's have a bit of a market update today. We've got a bit of a green across the screen, but we need to put our caution cap on, and I'll explain why in today's market update. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, I have actually put together just a brand new offer actually. Four different types of trading systems for $4. If you go to Johns, Johns, flashstyle.com, I'm running that. I don't know how long I'm going to be running it for, but if you want to get it, now is your chance. Again, very first link in description there. So let's go have a look at the overall markets through here, because we definitely did get quite a bit. We definitely got a bit of a bounce today out of the markets here. And this is something that I was saying in yesterday's market update, is either we're going to flush down, but if we do flush down, we're probably going to get a hard and fast snapback and it's going to be a false breakout. Or we may even get a bit of a short-term bounce here. And the reason why we need to be careful about what's going on right now is this. Let me show this here. Let me actually bring it up onto a big screen here. So we can see there's obviously a lot of green across the screen, okay? We're getting a strong bounce off support through here. And the big thing we really want to be cautious of is trying to think that this is now a major bottom in the markets and we're going to start to make a very move up. The big caution bell that I have around here, and you can see that the Nasdaq up 3% today. It's actually just pretty cool. If we see we have this downward leg through here, now let's do this here. Let's someone bring on. So this is what I want to do right now. Let me actually bring on this here. So the really big key that I really want to sort of drive home here is, firstly, we can see that. Look at the angle of the moving average. Whenever the moving average, I'm using right now the 20 moving average, but you can use the 20 or you can use the 52. I actually like to use both. But if we have a look at that, in fact, do I actually have, no, I don't. That's okay. Let me actually just go back to the 20. Okay. So we can see with the 20, and look at this here. Whenever the 20 moving average, if you use a 20 moving average on the screen, whenever we get the 20 moving average pointing in a direction very strongly, there is very strong momentum there. There's very strong momentum on the downside, right? Or there's right here. You can see how we're getting a very strong 20 moving average pointing here. And what also happens is that sometimes we can get pretty far away from the moving average before we may get something like this. And then it may roll back over as well too. So there's the few caution bells here is, firstly, one, the moving average is pointing strong. That means there's strong momentum. Just like here, look at this here. See how we actually had a very strong moving average come down? We had a move down, but then we had a rally to come back to it, and then we had another move down. So that's also a possibility of that happening as well too. As the market moves up, the moving average comes back down, but the moving average right now is very strong on the downside. Again, guys, I'm talking about short-term TA. I have my long-term projections, which is 5,500 by the end of this year. I don't know what's gonna, like, that's what the end of this year. The big thing is what I'm talking about right now, guys, is short-term TA stuff. We can get another move like this on the downside, and by the end of this year, because guys, remember, we're not even halfway through the year yet. Right, we could end up here, which I do believe that's going to happen, but I could be wrong, right? And that's the reason why I never trade based off what I think. I always trade based off a plan, and that's the reason why that $4 for the 4 trading systems is so important, that you're following some sort of a plan, right? Not just willy-nilly. So we can see that that's what's happening through there. But let me actually go a bit deeper here. From a perspective of short-term analysis. If we bring up this short-term 4-hour chart, or even the hourly charts, actually I'll go to the 4-hour chart here. You can see here that we're still in a very strong downward trend, and we haven't gotten any trend reversal yet, right? So we have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, and we have a lower low, and now we're getting a bit of a rally back to the upside. So we're getting this rally to the upside at this level of support. So it's going to be really interesting to see what actually happens here. I believe there's actually a bit more downside to come out of these markets. I could be wrong through there from that perspective. But the end result that I see is that if we do come up like this and then come back down like this, I see the end result being through there. Or, you know what? This actually may be a significant bottom, and then the market starts to make a very strong move up. I need to let the market tell me what's going on. But right now we've got a very strong move down, and now we're getting a small little bounce. So this is markets finding support, but it's not giving us a good strong sign there of what's going on there. So we are at, the very interesting thing is, we are at a significant sort of sold level. Again, we could get it. We could get a very nice bounce through there. So look at the DJ as well too. Dow Jones, pretty much a nothing day through there. We could see we've actually got a sideways movement. The Dow Jones has been pretty lackluster. Hasn't been really doing much at all of these markets. Again, it's actually had a very nice up day through there. Let's go to the hourly charts. And then, yeah, you can see we're actually struggling right at that level of resistance today as well too. And the Nasdaq actually had update. Same thing for the Nasdaq, right? If we have a look at the Nasdaq, we can see we're actually pretty far away from the moving average. But look at the moving average. See how strong it is. This is where you want to be very careful trying to go long the stock market. Again, short term. If you're an investor, this has nothing to do with you. Excuse me. So we have a very short-term analysis right here. So we have to be very careful because the moving average acts as a bit of a momentum gauge, right? Through there and through there as well too. So we just want to be really, really, really careful. And on top of all that, we are in a downward phase through now on a short-term level. As you can see, same thing for the S&P 500. We are making a high through there and a lower high. We could just be getting ready to make another lower high before we break these lows through here, which I do believe is coming. But again, I'm going to let the market tell me what's going on there. Let's go have a look at silver and gold, and a bit of a bounce in gold today. Not much going on there. Nothing really to sort of report on there, guys. Let me actually just bring up a chart with no moving averages. Let's squeeze it up. We're still in this downward leg through here, and I've had this. Let me actually just. We're still in this downward leg through here. You can see my momentum trend line. We're still below it, so there's not even a scoop back to the upside. And we've also broken a significant low through here. So gold has now gone into a sideways range. It's not. Gold is actually now gone back. And this is so frustrating for people that are invested in gold. I understand, guys, but if you're an investor, guys, you don't invest last week and then you come back today and say, oh, gold did nothing today. Gold's gone back into no one in control again, right? It's just gone sideways again. Same thing through here. It's just going back into that. That must be so frustrating for people in gold. It's like, oh my goodness, we finally got the breakout and we're getting ready, and the market goes, nah, I'm not doing nothing. Silver. So gold, I tell you. Silver that's right. The good old silver has very, 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 very strong movement down here. I do expect to see some form of a bounce out of silver because we are definitely oversold level through here. But again, like if I look at all the moving averages and stuff like that, you can see here we're below the moving average through here. We've got a very strong move down, so that's actually not looking too good for silver. Silver actually surprised me to see as much of a bounce as we did through here. So silver is no longer looking really, really bullish. We did go through this sideways range through here. As you can see, we went through this sideways range, and then we started the breakout, double top projection. That was the top through there. That was the projection, and then we actually got through there. So we're definitely getting to a point of oversold, but I wouldn't want to be trying to buy this market. Not right now. Not with silver. Silver's actually looking really bullish right now, and it's actually definitely surprised me. Moving over now through to the mining sector, and oh my goodness, it's time to YOLO, baby. Here we go. Not really, by the way, guys. Not really. But I am very bullish, the mining sector, guys. Very, very, very bullish. If we go look at those weekly charts, I've been saying that it's going to be really interesting to see. We're probably going to get some sort of a bounce here soon. I didn't know exactly when, but as you can see, we've got this low point through here. I believe we're going to make a higher low. And then I really do believe that we're going to start to make a move up from here. So this short-term pullback is actually really, really good. And again, we're just holding at that level right now. Same for the GDXJ as well. And the GDXJ is, look at this here. It's actually, look at that. Pretty much bang on. We go to the weekly charts as well too, right? Pretty much bang on. Look what's happened through here, right? So we've had and this is looking at big picture stuff, right? Market moved up, market moved down. Do we get something like that? If we get something like this, the meat and potatoes is going to be something like that. Well, not exactly like that, right? It's gonna step up. It's gonna. All right, let me ask you this here. All right, so if we get something like this, we're probably going to do something like this. All right, okay. So, weekly chart, by the way, guys, weekly. Remember, every single bar represents 5 trading days. All right, so, and we can see we're having a bit of a pullback. We're having a bit of a short-term bounce through here. We are definitely majorly oversold right now. So I would expect some form of a bounce, but then we're going to see what that bounce represents in the markets through there. SILJ, and same sort of thing as well too. We got, lots of trend lines on this chart. Don't like that. Yeah, the SILJ's had a much more of a pullback, so that's actually worrisome. We've got much more of a pullback, so it's gonna be really interesting to see what actually happens here with the SILJ now. Again, very, very, very deep. The silver mining stocks have always been a question mark for me. It definitely did exactly what the pattern was telling me, which was once we got the breakout, we got the pattern. Once we got the breakout, I was really sort of pushing and hoping and so on and so forth we get the breakout there, right? Like that, but we didn't. We got the breakdown, and now we actually got the movement down from here on the SIL. So silver mining stocks are actually not looking good at all, but the GDX and the GDXJ, we're still getting some really, really nice levels of support and resistance. We've got that nice, as you can see, we've got a beautiful 50% retracement level through there. Same for the GDXJ as well too. So we're getting some really, really, really nice support levels through here. So the gold mining stocks, guys, is definitely looking really, really good, right? Because we're starting to break out. We're potentially starting a new trend, and we're potentially starting a really good upward move through here. So I'm really bullish the gold mining stocks. The silver mining stocks right now. Now, when I say that, guys, I don't mean every single mining stock, okay? Because you must, as you can see, I'm doing my TA and my analysis on the GDX and the GDXJ. This does not mean gold or NEM is likely to do the same thing, right? So let's actually bring up gold here for a minute, which is obviously Barrick Gold, right? We obviously had, a short-term squeeze, and then we broke out, as you can see through there, and then we've had a bit of a drop down. But what does that actually mean in the big picture of things? Let's go back to the weekly charts. This actually could mean, just by looking at gold, right, same sort of thing. We've got a bit of a double bottom. We had the neckline. We broke the neckline. We made the target. We made a high. Is this going to be some sort of a higher low here soon, right? Are we going to start to make a low and then a higher low here soon? That's going to be really, really powerful for gold. What about Newmont, right? Newmont, same sort of thing with Newmont. Newmont actually had a very, very sharp pullback through here. Now, these two stocks are actually looking really bullish based off the charts. If I actually bring up my good old TA. Firstly, TA, what actually happened here? We had a squeezing of the wedge. We broke out. We had the pullback of 50%. We no longer need that anymore. We're now down at this major level of support, as you can see. Major level of support through here. And now we're coming back up to some form of a long-term trend line. So we may be getting ready for a bounce out of NEM as well too, but not all mining stocks are looking good. Like if I bring up AG, right? Now we're looking at silver. Look what happened with AG. Same sort of thing, right? Squeezing of that. It's the same pattern. Squeezing of the breakout. We've got the squeezing of the pattern. We've got the breakout. We've got the pullback. But look how fast this is pulled back, right? This is what you don't want to see when it comes to like First Majestic and so on and so forth. And if I go to my weekly charts, we're just really sideways. Look, that's that major low level there. So we're just overall. Let me take that off the screen now. We're just overall sideways. We're not in any upward trend. We're not breaking any highs. It's just silver, and the silver mining stocks are like, meh. Gold stocks, like the gold stocks are starting to show some significant life in their region or in their markets there. So there we go, guys. There's today's market update. Traders, as I said before, this is a market update for you, but when I'm actually trading the markets, I'm trading based off systems, based off rules, right? I don't just like, oh, I think the mining stocks are going to bottom now, so let's go long. No, I never do that. Or actually, I shouldn't say never, right? I used to do that a lot, right? Now, it's just based off, when I'm trading the markets for income, I trade based off systems. I trade based off rules, right? Now I trade, and that's how I trade, right? So that $4 for 4 different trading courses is there, so you can go through each one, find which one that resonates with you, and then you can go start to back test it out for yourself, see which one you like, and start to make more money. Okay, so make sure you grab that 4 different trading courses for $4 today. Very first link in the description. Plus, also I've got an additional advanced trading course in there as well too, bit of a bonus. And then the second bonus is a significant major training that I did. It went for a couple hours long, talking about the differences between amateur traders and the top 1% 7-figure traders, and what you just need to do to start to apply that. You get that as a bit of a bonus as well too. So make sure you go to Johns, JOHNS /sale.com, or there should be the very first link in the description. Go get that right now, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.